Hey, you guys, we are back, and I got the patient with me on this episode, y'all. So he back. He's still in pain a little bit, but he back. So let's go ahead and get into this review on Huntsville.
We keep it real, expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and sip some tea. Join the Kourtney family. We're about relationships and review, making it fun and just for you. Go and God, let God go with you. It's time for Kourtney and Eddie.
I always put God first. Hey, what's going on, Koya Camp folks? How y'all doing today? Me, myself, not too good. I'm still trying to recover from my back surgery. Some days I have good days, some days I have bad days. Some days I feel like I'm progressing, and some days, like today, it's like a regress. I'm in some pain today. So just bear with me, y'all. Anyway, welcome back to our channel, Kourtney Eddie. I'm Eddie, aka E-Dub. It's my lovely wife.
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
This right here is Kourtney Eddie. The channel is all about relationship, reviews, entertainment. It's all about famous rants and jokes. And yeah, I know, I didn't do the first 2 episodes, but I know we said we wasn't gonna do this show no more, but we decided to go ahead and come on back since a certain party left the show, so we gonna have to deal with those people.
The toxicity of the audience.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing a review on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
So if you're brand new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, comment down below. We want to hear from you. Okay, you guys, let's just go ahead and get into this review. So it starts off with this episode 3. It started off with Kimmy calling the ladies to kind of get to tell them that we finna come together because we hadn't seen each other since LA. Now LA is, I guess, when they film the reunion. And so, but her and Maurice are also gonna have a date night. And as they were sitting there talking, I like their little setup in the back. I like that. I would love that. Like our outside deck is open. I would like a closed in deck and have the little fire pit and all that stuff. Whatever. Child be sitting back there all
Move
day.
to Huntsville then. You want all that, man.
I don't have to move to Huntsville to get that.
Shoot, man.
So anyway, as they were sitting there talking, they was talking about Jaylin and and of course I probably missed this probably somewhere in them other seasons, but Maurice wants to start a family business and he wants, I'm not gonna call that child monster, but he wants Maurice Jr. and Jaylin that's finna get up out of Dodge. He said, get somebody else to do it. I'm not finna do this. He wants Jaylin to and Kim and all of them to run the family business. I don't even know what family business is, but
I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking he was talking about the law firm, I guess. I don't know. If they building houses, I don't know.
They could be working on some kind of property, some stuff. But yeah. So Jaylin said, child, honey, he didn't even feel like no parent for real, more like a mentor, child. I'm not gonna sit up there and be no family business with that man. He didn't say it like that, but that's basically what he said. Yeah. So that was news to Maurice because he was like, well, I thought I was a father figure, like I was parenting, but he felt more so like Marsau was more of a father figure than him. And immediately I thought, because he worked with Marsau in my mind.
Yeah. And also I think Maurice was kind of hard on the guy. You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, you need to do this way. You need to do that way.
But he was, to me, maybe, but I don't know. From what I saw, I mean, he was stern on Jay. I mean, stern on his son.
Yeah, he was. He was on both of them. And, and some kids just can't take that. You know what I'm saying? And my father, he was stern. Like my father was something like Maurice. I'm the oldest. You gotta do this and do this and do this because you got your younger siblings looking up to you.
But that's more, that wasn't the issue. But did your stepfather feel like a father figure?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah,
so that's where the gap is.
Yeah, that's the gap is right. And and I wish Jaylin would have said something to Maurice sooner instead of letting this stuff fester on like this. You know what I'm saying? Because Maurice probably could have kind of recorrected himself, you know what I'm saying, and kind of changed the way he parented Jaylin. But you don't find this stuff out until you're a grown person, man. Dang, dude, you should have said something earlier. You know,
he was like, "I'll be out of here soon." He probably count down the days and the years.
But still, I'm assuming she said, Kimmy said she told Maurice the same thing back in the day.
He just don't listen.
Well, then again, like I said, you gotta see how they was raised too. You know what I'm saying? So, when you raise a certain way, you try to pass that along. Because to them, Marsau and Maurice thinking the way they was raised worked out for them. And so why fix something that's not broken? So that's just my personal opinion. And go ahead.
My book Swipe Right After 40 is now on sale. You can get it for $9.99. Click the link in the description below to get yours. So now let's move on to Nell and that wig, child. Wiggy Nell, Nelly wig.
Why she wearing wigs,
She
man?
threw that on, honey. We got a film. Throw it on, honey. Just throw it on, pin it up in the back. I was like,
And Chris
do
trying to
this.
eat.
You could do this or find a hat.
And Chris is trying to eat his wrap, looking at the wig. Look at the wrap. Look at the wig. He probably saying to himself, "What the hell you thinking about putting that wig on like that, Nell?" Yeah.
So Chris and Nell, so they eating Wingstop. I said, okay, honey, I love me some Wingstop.
Yeah, Wingstop shout out, man.
Yeah, because
you saw that logo on the food.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, like I said, you saw when she poured it. Yeah,
listen, I know the container,
yeah,
so I know Wingstop. Yeah. So anyway, so as they were talking about their daycare, and the Fletchers, they had their own businesses and stuff like that going on. So, you gonna say what you said on camera?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say on camera. I think the Fletchers. I think the Fletchers is part of the more business oriented people on the show, in my opinion. Look at the house they have. They probably one of the best looking houses we've seen on the show.
And I think Chris is a builder, if I'm not mistaken. Something about building houses, something like that.
So you gotta give kudos. They probably come in second to Stormy if Stormy still was on the show. You know what I'm saying? But to me, they got their stuff together when it comes to business things. You know what I'm saying?
From what we can see. Now,
yeah, from what we can see. Yeah,
we on the outside looking in.
Yeah, that house could be rented. We don't know. You know what I'm saying?
People do flaws.
Yeah, Nell wigs could be rented. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And who knows?
Yeah.
You got 2 more papers on the wig every back. So yeah, but from what we can tell, from what I can tell, it seems like they got their stuff together more than anybody on the show, in my opinion.
As far as the daycare, because she was like, they got a daycare and all that stuff, whatever, and they was talking about points and stars. I guess if they get a 4-star, the more stars they get, the more funding they get. Now, all of this stuff is new to me. Now, I would like for people, these shows to
kind of expand on that.
Yeah,
how you can do that.
They give you more of a taste of, hey, we do have some drama, but then we also have some business and some business teaching. You know what I'm saying? That you can kind of give people pointers on. So that would have been good.
I think if they would do things like that, you're like, okay, we gotta give points and stars, and this is how you do that to get points and stars. I think you get more people, other type of clientele watching the show. Then you know what I'm saying? Because now you're trying to learn something. You know. You're doing this stuff trying to keep it to yourself, and you so focused on the drama. Yeah, man, try to expand on stuff like that.
But I think some stuff is production, because I think these folks film a lot of stuff that we never see, and we will never see. They just want to, leave some stuff on the editing floor and just edit, cut, but we don't see it. But anyway, as they were sitting there talking, they was just saying that, she hadn't talked to the girl since LA, and I think she said Kimmy reached out to her to, because she wanted to sit down and talk. She also saying that her and Destiny not in a good place. They was, but some stuff went down last season that I didn't see, child. And her and Destiny not in a good place like that no more. And she was just saying, I counseled Destiny. And she got mad at the Sonny situation, because that was Destiny's ex-man, now wife. And she didn't want her bringing Sonny to some event that she had. And so Destiny felt some type of way. And she said, I need to find new friends and pick better friends and stuff like that or whatever. So so she said that, her relationship is shaky.
Man, y'all act like Huntsville is like big like New York, man. Huntsville is small. So, certain people gonna run in certain crowds, they're gonna cross paths. You know what I'm saying?
Birmingham small to be true. Even though they be trying to, well, Huntsville, honey, it is booming and big and growing. And
I'm not gonna say Huntsville is growing, but it's still small. Okay, and you gonna run across people, man. It's just the way it is. So
let's move on. So Kimmy is meeting up with the ladies, and now Eddie don't know the new girl. I just known the new girl. This is my 3rd time knowing the new girl.
I'll ask Kourtney. I said, who that woman is, Hoppo? Who she is? I don't know. I've never seen her before. And she came, and apparently from what you told me,
what y'all told me.
yeah, she come with a lot of baggage, and I really don't know why Carlos put her on the show with all this drama.
We know why.
Oh, we know why, but to me, this can be a little dangerous.
To me, they just, and I say it again, they just don't fit with this cast of people. I just don't know why they just don't fit.
I'm into my situation with the ex and the boyfriend. That's just dangerous, man. But go ahead.
So, she wanted to meet up with them, and Trisha said that one of them said, I think Tisha and Nell, somebody said that they wanted to get to know them better. So I don't know if it was Kim. It was somebody that said they wanted to get to know Tisha and Nell better. So they said Destiny could not come because she
in TikTok streets.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means.
Is she live on TikTok? I don't know what that means. So yeah, she couldn't make it.
Did she get sucked up in the TikTok app? Like she floating in TikTok? I don't know.
I don't know what that means. So as they were sitting down talking, it was Trisha that was saying that, Marquez, which is her husband, I guess trying to be her ex-husband, he came over to the house. Him and Ken got into it.
Did I hear this incorrectly, or did I hear it correctly? Have what's the husband name? Marquez. Has Marquez and her been trying to get a divorce for 7 years, something like that?
I don't know. Y'all tell me, was they been trying to get a divorce for 7 years?
And if so, who's holding the divorce up? Is it her or is it him?
Mm-hmm.
And you still like you say, technically you still married. Now you live with your boyfriend on the show. It's just like, if you gonna get divorced, get a divorce, man.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And so she was just talking about that, that Marquez or Marquez, whatever. And Ken, it got physical. Of course, they didn't show us that, but you can tell that it was going that way. But
that's why I said it's dangerous, man.
And I'm quite sure that Ken won. Like, he's a big dude. He a big.
I haven't seen who.
You hadn't seen the
husband.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he ain't no small dude, tall in stature, but he's not slim either. But you could just tell that he probably got more weight on dude.
Once again,
like
because
I know
you
that
big don't mean you gonna win a fight.
Absolutely, I know
if you watch UFC and if you watch all these fights, man, big dudes don't mean you gonna win.
I understand that, but the way he was.
It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Some guys can be quiet, meek, and mild. Sure. And and them guys can be deadly, man.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, we don't know, Chad. And
here's the reason I'm saying is because I remember when I was out of high school, this big dude got into the fight.
Oh, he got a story.
Yeah, he was way bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? And I went toe to toe with this dude, man. To the police had to break us up, man. And after that fight, every time he saw me, he showed me respect. He never bothered me or anybody I knew anymore after that. Because you big doesn't mean you're gonna win the fight. That's not automatically true.
True. All right, I said you was true. Let's move on.
I've seen small women take it to bigger women. I have seen it. But my aunt said, man, she a big girl, man. That little girl. And that little girl whooping her behind, man. I have seen it with my own eyes.
So as they were sitting there talking about that,
cut me off. My leg. Oh, I got too animated. I can't be animated.
So Jaylin, they also talked about that situation and stuff. And so Jaylin, what her name? Kimmy was told Tisha that how Jaylin felt and how he felt that, Marsau was more of a father figure than, than Maurice. And she said that's probably because he worked up under, so he had to be hands on with Jaylin and show him the ropes and all that stuff, whatever. He spent a lot of time with him. So, and that's exactly what I said before that part even came. I said, that's why, and especially if he was more so. Now, it looked like he was hard on him too now.
Marsau.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. I saw Marsau was hard on him also. You know what I'm saying?
Figure it out. Get in there and do it.
Right.
La.
But that's what we saw on television. Now, behind the scenes, it could be totally different. Who knows?
So let's see. So he said he feels more comfortable talking to Marsau than he does Maurice. So Nell said that, jumped in the situation by her and, Lance and all that stuff, whatever, because it seemed like that Nell said that she didn't know that her son was having a baby, I guess, until it was posted on social media, which I don't know. I found that hard to believe that she never knew that her son got somebody else pregnant, even though these sons can not tell, but it just in that moment she looked like she didn't want to tell the truth. It that's just the vibe I got.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Did the son girlfriend, when she was pregnant, when she was around that, when she,
don't know,
you know what I'm saying? If she was like out of sight, out of mind, Nell probably would never know.
Yeah. So she made it seem like, and then so Tisha's like, hold up. So I was a little, mad at you. Well, she didn't say mad, but I was a little like, you was kind of shady because the whole time Destiny talking to your son, and he got another woman pregnant, and she like, I didn't know that.
No, you know what I'm saying? If the woman never came around Nell, how would Nell know? Especially the son ain't saying nothing about the woman being pregnant. She would never know anything about it.
I know that can be true, but it just seemed like Nell was not trying to tell the whole truth in that moment. Like Kat got her tongue and like she was just.
I don't know, because she said she didn't know. That's why she had to leave LA early.
Yeah. So anyway, so they was talking about that, and then also Nell said that Letitia acting like the Esquire, like an attorney and stuff like that. She got all the questions. Let me bounce this back and ask her some questions. So she was saying something about this dude. Now I thought I had the story, but maybe I'm thinking of another story. So they were talking about this dude, and the dude was saying that something about their husbands. I guess I was thinking it was about the NDA, but then they also talked about that. I don't know what that was, but it seemed like Tisha was like, I addressed that when me and Marsau went live on IG, and I'm not finna address that again. So go and watch the IG because So
Tisha, don't try to get your view count up. Y'all go watch my IG and subscribe.
So, and what's her name? Trish was just saying too about when Tisha went on Carlos King's show and talked about Martell and all that stuff, whatever. So, Tisha was also saying too that she was looking under-eyed at the Fletchers because it seems as though Chris was saying something about Marsau and Maurice signing NDAs. And Kimmy jumped in and was like, yeah, in fact, Maurice was hurt about that comment because he felt like I knew that, you and Chris had some infidelity to go on. And I never talked about that. I never talked about that in a, despairing way or anything like that. So he felt some type of way that y'all would discuss that, or I guess Chris would discuss that. So Nell said she's gonna talk to, I guess they call the man Fletch, honey. Fletch. But his name Chris, but I guess they call him by the last name.
Yeah,
that's what folk do. So anyway, let's move on. So Maurice wants to talk to Jaylin. Now you can talk about that, baby.
Basically the same thing we were saying earlier, they were playing pool together, and he just asked Jaylin, you didn't see me as a father figure. Jaylin said, no, actually I saw you as a mentor, basically like a big brother, because, he felt like, Jay was telling Maurice, he was saying, I felt like you was more harder on me than Maurice Jr. Like one incident, you came to the room and you told me to do something, and Jaylin said, you telling me to do something, but Maurice Jr. sitting there playing a video game like I was, but you came to me. So I felt like you treated me different than Maurice Jr. And and I think what it is sometimes when you have a stepchild and your real child, not real child, you have your blood child there and stepchild there. So consciously, you're gonna treat your real child, I keep saying real child, your blood child better than your stepchild.
Or some people try to avoid that and they'll treat their blood children worse than they treat.
So they kind of level the playing field. Yeah,
it can be a tricky situation.
It can be, and then Maurice was basically telling Jaylin, when you're the oldest, yes, we're gonna treat you different because the younger siblings are gonna be looking up to you, and you the person next in line to have what we have. And most parents, which is true, they want their kids to have a better life than they had. Okay, so you're gonna try to give your kids all the tools necessary to have that better life. And sometimes you might have to be hard on them. Like I said, my stepdad, he came in my life when I was like 3-4 years old. He taught me everything. He taught me how to drive, yada 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 yada. But he was hard on me because I was the oldest, and I had to turn around and basically, set an example for my younger siblings. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm out in the streets messing up, they can look up to me. They're gonna go out in the streets and mess up. So I had to make sure I set the example. So he stayed on me. I couldn't bring a C home. I had A, B. I couldn't have no less than, if I came home with a C, I got punished. I couldn't have C. I had to have A's and B's on my report card. Okay, so that's how hard I was. That's how hard it was for me. So, but I accepted that and I rolled with it. And some kids can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And and I just think Jaylin, that's why I think he went to Marsau, because he thought Marsau was more, I guess, laid back, I guess.
But he also said too that, he said some of it was him too, because he felt like,
That's
I
right.
don't want to get close to you, because
You can't
if I
find that.
get
Right.
close to you, then, and you and my mama don't make it, then I'm out. So
Yeah.
he didn't want to get
Attached.
disappointed.
He didn't want to get attached to Maurice, but you can't put that on Maurice though.
Yeah.
You got to put
That's
that on
what he
you.
said it was
I'm
him.
just saying,
Mhm.
yeah.
But he also was saying too, because, Maurice talking about the family business and all that stuff, whatever. Jaylin was like, he got a job offer, or he filled it out, and he could be moving out the state to Colorado.
Go, young man. Go
right.
west, young man. Go
He
west.
said, "You want to move?" I said, "This is Huntsville. What you acting like this in New York or Atlanta or something? Like you're gonna move away from this?" I was like, "Dude, yes, leave, get out."
Go west, young man. Go west. I think, me personally, I think he had better opportunities out there. But. Yeah.
So yeah, he said he wants a new path, and so he was like, "You got to move to do that." Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes young kids, like, well, not young people like that. They have to kind of find themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes they had, like, our daughter, she moved out of the state. You know what I'm saying? Because she had to go find herself. And Jaylin, you think Maurice was hard on you? Tell him how hard it was on.
I mean, I ain't been with you all that
Yeah,
time.
but I stay hard on my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because she went off to college. I stayed.
But that was the only child, but he ain't had that stepchild.
Yeah, but still, I stay, because, if I'm pouring into you, I need to see something. I need to see some evidence that you taking this, what I'm giving you, and you can use it in life. And sometimes it takes a young person like that a while to find themselves. So if Jaylin has to move to Colorado to find himself, so be it.
Ooh, why Colorado?
Oh, that's where the job was.
I know, but it seems so boring. It sounds like it's boring.
You saying that because married at first sight.
So yeah, he also was saying too about, I don't want to be in the family business because of the Scots and stuff like that, because y'all just so also let's move on. So Ken meets up with Chris, and Will is his friend, so he's gonna meet up at his place. Now, again, I don't know much about Chris, but let me tell you something. I felt like in this time seeing Chris, my perspective of him, kind of changed and stuff like that. And
Fletcher.
Chris, I'm sorry, Ken. I'm sorry.
Okay, you got confused, man.
Ken, when my perspective of him changed, or I actually got to saw, like, he really and truly shouldn't be in this relationship with this woman.
No. I'm like, what's his friend name? Big guy?
Will.
I'm like, Will, man, she be in the past, man. That's just too much going on.
Right.
That's why I keep saying that, to me, is a dangerous situation, man. If that man keep poking you and prying and walking through your house without you being there, nah, dog.
Yeah, it just seems as though that, like Will was saying, now he said Chris was there. Chris was like, "Child, okay, what you want from me?" But the friend was telling him all the advice he needed. He was like, "Bro, if it was me, I would have been and put her in the past a long time ago."
Yeah,
like, you the type of person that, or do you feel like this a challenge, that if you challenge to be in this, that you feel like you can fix it and move things around and pull a piece and put it right here and all that stuff, whatever? That's too much work.
It's like this. I've been in, not in his situation, but in some relationship that you feel like, okay, I'm losing, but I know I can fix this, because I'm a fixer. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta let it. You just gotta take the L.
Yeah.
You just gotta take the L and let it go, man. Take the loss and let it ride, because your sanity and your freedom is more important.
Nah, he said they good. Long dude ain't in the picture.
It doesn't matter. He gonna always be in the picture.
But I think what it is dude must have came back. Like, he must have moved somewhere or was somewhere else, and now he back. Oh, we good. Long dude ain't in the picture, but them his kids. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Be in there some kind of way.
And why hasn't they got? If they were not together and they supposed to be separated and they sort of moved on, why they still married? Why why have nobody filed for divorce?
That's what they doing now, but why so long?
And it's like, to me, the way from what I'm seeing or hearing on the show, it's like they've been in this process for a long time.
Yeah.
So who's holding the process up? Is it her? Is it him?
I don't know. It's crazy because that you hadn't seen that dude, but Marquez or Marquez, whatever his name is, child, he a little spazzed out. He look a little spazzed out. So
that's what I'm saying, man. To me,
he look like he can just flip on off of honey.
That's why I say, what's his name, Ken?
Mm-hmm.
Ken, brother, man. If you want you already laid hands on the dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who anybody press charges or not, but man, if you gonna have to be fighting guys like that, it ain't worth it, man.
They may not even be able to film together no more. So now what?
Right, it's not even worth it, man.
So yeah, he want to sit there, but he want to argue with his friend. No, it's his fault. No, we good if he ain't in the picture. No, I'm like, bruh, like they send him there, like, bruh, the girl got all this going on. That's why when you dating somebody, you better make sure they ain't got all this baggage, because they could have stopped this at the dating process. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they ain't got all this baggage and all this stuff, baby mama drama, baby daddy drama.
Yeah.
We talking about, okay, you married. Okay, just say, for instance, y'all was in the process. Okay, we getting a divorce. It's taking a minute because of blah, blah, blah. Then, but if you ain't got that daddy drama or mama drama, then y'all can just, okay, we just finna go our separate ways and just work this divorce out. But y'all got drama, dude coming in, walking in the house with my kids and and oh, it's just too much.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're not even at home. People walking through your house, so you don't know what's going on or what happened. You know what I'm saying? Who said they didn't go into the in the broom closet and made whoopee? Who knows? You don't know because you weren't there. But the point I'm trying to get at is too toxic. It's way too toxic, man. You fighting dude, trying to throw him out the house, and and I don't know if she moving into you house. I don't know if she moving into your house or y'all bought a house together. But the point is, y'all living together, and she's still married to another man.
So Marsau and Tisha are going over to Kimmy and Maurice's house, and they sit down and talk, and they was talking about, as far as what his name, I think MJ going to school and stuff like that, in the DEI and all that stuff. So they had that conversation. But after that, they was also talking about, Jaylin and Marsau. I mean, Jaylin and Maurice Jr. and how Jaylin felt that he was not treated as equal. And Kimmy, like you said, Kimmy jumped up and said, I said that before Maurice Jr. even came here, because I seen how he treated Jaylin before he even got here. So I knew that it was a difference. And I told him that. I told him that you actually treat, I guess she said, you treat my son different. I don't know what's the deal, but you are.
Yeah, and like I said, I can see Maurice's point of view, because the way he was raised, that the oldest son, the oldest child got most of the stern, treatment, so they can be an example for the younger kids. But that technique really don't work for everybody.
It don't.
It really don't.
They were sitting there talking, and it seemed like Maurice and Marsau kind of had, was getting into it and stuff like that, because he was like, bro, just let her finish. You trying to interrupt Kim and stuff like that. You coming in with a butt, which means that you're getting defensive about what's being said. And he was like, nah, I was just saying. So, they started having words talking about you lying, you the lie, blah, 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 whatever.
But apparently, Marsau, I think Maurice was the golden child when he was growing up.
Well, I think Maurice is older than Marsau.
Right. So Maurice was the golden child. So that's why Marsau can kind of relate to what Jaylin is going through. Because he said Maurice Jr., a.k.a. the golden child, was in that situation. And so that's why I think Marsau and Jaylin kind of...
Was he the golden child? But I think Maurice is older, though, right?
Yeah,
so Maurice would have got treating like Jaylin.
Yeah, but for some reason, Marsau called him the golden child.
He did call him that. So, so yeah, I guess he can relate to that a little bit more. So we'll see part 2 of what happened. But Jaylin in one part did say, I guess when Marsau and Jaylin, they had that conversation that they didn't really film, and he was like, I don't want to work for Maurice. Like, it's more, he treats me more, it's like a dictatorship, and I don't want to deal with that.
And like I said, some people have different types of styles of, teaching. Some people are more laid back and kind of like coach you through it, and some people is like Maurice. Yeah, real stern with it, So hey, you just got to pick your poison.
All right, you guys. On that note, that's all we got. We'll see you guys on. What you finna go?
Yeah, my leg hurt.
Oh, I couldn't tell because your mouth was so yappy.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my mouth moving so I won't be focused on the pain.
So we'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to go with God. Let God go with you.
Let's put God first.
Deuces.